So in this first store, you got 17 items going out for about 400 bucks. In the second store, we got 10 items going out for about 343 bucks. And lastly, in the third store, we got 11 items going out for 149 bucks. Alright y'all, so welcome back to another video. In the garage working, and I got a lot of items to ship out, so I figured I would bring you guys along, show you what sold, and maybe in the process you can discover another brand or an item or two that you can start picking up. Alrighty, so I got 2 jerseys to pick up out of these wardrobe boxes. The first one is this Miami Hurricanes jersey right here. I picked this one up at Ross for, I believe, 20 bucks. And it sold for 45 plus shipping. So I'll take it. And then the second one right here is this Toronto Blue Jays. I believe the player is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I don't really follow baseball, but I usually am curious with every single jersey that I run across. This one actually came from the Goodwill bins, probably only no more than $1. And it's not branded, it's not Nike or Adidas or anything like that, but I looked the jersey up and I seen that the jersey itself had a really good sell rate. So I figured whether it was Nike or whatever this is, it would still sell. And this one sold literally in like 2 or 3 days for 25 bucks plus shipping. All right, so I got a couple of shoe sales right here. Both of these I picked up when we still lived in Oregon. These are some Nike flip-flops right here. Picked these up at the bins, probably no more than $1. They're super light. They sold for 13 bucks plus shipping. This is just a pair of Nike, what model are these right here? Just a pair of Nike Reacts right here. Picked these up from the bins and they sold for $26.99 plus shipping. And these are a really small size too. And yeah, I believe these are like a women's size 6. I don't know if you can see that or not, but really small size. This right here is one of those Columbia College button-ups right here. The team is Michigan. And these came from Ross, 10 bucks a pop, I believe. And this one right here sold for 21 bucks plus shipping. I got a handful of these left. Most of the other teams are gone, but just looking to try to get most of these moved. So if I can get 20 to 25 at this point for each of them, only spending like 10 bucks for them, I'll go ahead and take it. And this right here is another Ross pickup. I've had a lot of inquiries about this over the course of the last couple of months, but no real takers until now. This was like an Air Jordan sleeveless hoodie. Picked it up from Ross, I believe, for $12.99 or something like that. And it sold for, I believe, $40.49 plus shipping. And this right here is a cycling bib. This was a key pickup up in the Pacific Northwest. Just the cycle and stuff up there. The brand is called Volar, but I actually found this one at the Goodwill bins here in Nashville. Probably no more than $1, $1.50. And I believe this one sold for, let me get you guys the accurate price. I don't just want to just make up something. It sold for 30 bucks plus shipping, and not bad on the buy cost on that right there. So that's pretty good. And this is a pair of Adidas track pants right here. This one actually came from the Goodwill bins here in Nashville. So even though it's brand new, I didn't get it from Ross or anything like that. And he sold for, I believe, 12 bucks plus shipping. And last but not least, this is one of those Tennessee Titan Nike sweatshirts. If you've been watching the channel here in Nashville, I think I found 3 or 4 of these for anywhere between 8 to 10 bucks on clearance. This one right here sold for, I believe, 25 plus shipping. I showed you guys my 3 accounts at the very beginning of the video, showing you where the items were coming from, and you probably noticed, man, why do you have 3 accounts? And I've talked about this numerous times on this channel throughout the years. And basically my first account is my main thrifting account. So basically my best thrift finds I put in that store. I also have another account for retail arbitrage. So all the items you guys see me pick up at Ross and Burlington's, I put them in that account right there. And for the third account, it's usually lower tier thrift items, Nike running shorts, sports bras, items that don't sell for much money, but I'm usually picking them up at the Goodwill bins for under $1 in most cases 25, 50 cents, and selling them for somewhere between $5 to $7. And that's still a really good margin when you keep the main thing, selling something for basically 5, 6, 7 times what you paid for it. That works for me, and it's no different than a lot of times on whatnot. People go over there and sell stuff for really cheap. So that's what that account sort of does for me over here. And if you're brand new, looking to get started on eBay, you don't have to do that. Set up one account, get the ball rolling, start finding really good items, and that's all you'll need to do. Alrighty, so giving you guys just an idea of some of the lower tier items that I was telling you guys that I put in that third store. And all of these items came from the Goodwill bins, so the buy cost probably for every single item is probably somewhere between 25 cents to $1. So prime example, this right here is a Nike sports bra, probably 25 cents from the bins, and it's sold for $4 plus shipping. So the buyer's probably all in for, I think the shipping was $5.99, so like 10, 11 bucks. And again, this is dirt cheap, so you can still profit a few bucks on something like this. And probably not a lot of competition. People probably aren't going to pick a lot of these up. This right here is a pair of Atlanta girl shorts, and again, Goodwill bins, 25 cents probably, and they sold for $5 plus shipping, so the buyer's all in for 11 bucks. And again, dirt floor cheap at the bins, still can make 3, 4, 5 bucks on an item like that. And this right here is an Adidas golf polo right here, bins pickup. Probably this is one right here is probably closer to the $1 mark, but it sold for $6.49 plus the $5.99 shipping. And this right here is a brand that I don't pick up anymore, but this was just something that's been lingering around in the inventory for a while. This is the brand's called Lucy. Used to pick this up in high frequency probably about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I don't really touch it anyway unless it's there's a model, I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, that still sells pretty good, but I can't think of it. Maybe I'll pop it up on the screen or something. But anyway, this came from the bins, and they sold for $6.49 plus the $5.99 shipping. And this right here probably costs somewhere between 50 cents and $1. So these are the kind of items I pick up that a lot of people probably don't have the time to list or even think it's worth it. But for me personally, if I can pick it up for 25, 50 cents, $1, sell it for 5, 6 times that, I usually do it every single time. Alright, y'all, so I'm still going to Nashville 3 days a week. I switched my schedule up yet again. I think the last time I told you guys I was going Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday. But we found a really good church out here, and I'm a part of the men's community, and that's really important to me. I actually led a group at our church in Oregon from our house, and so that was something I wanted to get plugged in right away. But anyway, they meet on Monday nights, and it's really hard to go to Nashville, work all day, come home, get settled in with the family, have dinner, and then have any energy left to do that. And so I've switched my schedule now to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's nice kind of having that day off on Thursday to get rejuvenated, and then you can go back on Friday with the energy to finish the week strong. I'm finding quite a bit of clothing. I know I talked about when I first started going out here, that was a struggle, but I've kind of figured out a good system. I've gotten the rotation schedule down, so like I said before, I know when I need to be sorting, when I need to be digging. I've gotten a good rhythm with that. Still a little bit of a struggle with the shoes because they only have 4 tables, like I said in a number of videos back, and so I'm still trying to figure that part out. But I am finding a handful of shoes per week, but it's still not quite what I had in Oregon. But all in all, I'm still finding a decent amount of items for the 3 trips that I'm in Nashville every single week. So just slowly but surely starting to get the ball rolling in the right direction. This right here is another pair of shoes, a pair of Air Max Command. They had some scrapes on the side, so they didn't sell for as much as they would have, but they sold within a week for $20 plus shipping. Those came from the Goodwill bins right here in Nashville. And this right here is the loose, just a basic t-shirt, really good size, to a women's 2XL, and it sold for $9 plus shipping. A Goodwill bins pickup, probably no more than 50 cents. And this right here has been an absolute bestseller. These American Eagle huge size baggy jeans that I've been finding in Nashville. I've been finding so many of these, and every time I find them, I'm really excited because they sell quick, and usually you can get 20 to 25 bucks per pair. These right here, I believe the model is the super high-rise baggy wide leg. I guess that's popular right now. Anyway, probably cost a little bit heavier, probably maybe $2, and they sold for $25 plus shipping. And this right here is a Shell employee polo, and picked this up from the Goodwill bins, probably 50 cents, sold for $13 plus shipping. And this right here is a Carhartt button up Goodwill bins pickup, and I think this sold for $13.59 plus shipping, probably no more than $1.50. Another Carhartt piece. Found this one right here in Nashville, I believe, last week, and I seen people picking it up, and they kept putting it right back down because what was throwing them off was the embroidery right here. Nobody wanted to grab it because of that. I've been doing this for a while, so I knew right away that wasn't going to make much of a difference. And this one sold within a week for $18 plus shipping. And this right here is a new to me brand. I believe the brand is called Psycho Bunny. And this was one of those days at the bins here in Nashville where there wasn't a whole lot of clothing there. There was that I would normally pick up, and so I just started picking up stuff that looked interesting. And this was one of those ones where I picked it up, looked it up, and realized that it sold for a decent amount, and probably cost, they're kind of heavy, probably $2, and I sold them for $20 plus shipping. And last but not least, on these right here, this is just a North Face fleece men's large. This was one of those things where I fixed the title, adjusted the price, and it sold 2 days later, and it was in inventory prior to that for months and months and months and months. So that's a good tip to, if you got still inventory, go in and make some tweaks, and a lot of times you can get some movement on those items. So I did that, and it sold, like I said, within 2 days of the adjustments for $16 plus shipping. And I don't know if I said it came from the Goodwill bins, probably no more than $2. Somebody asked me in the comments section, maybe about 2 videos back, was this our sole income right here? And yes, my wife is a stay-at-home mom, and she also homeschools the kids, and trust me, her job is 10 times harder than mine. I'm home, and trust me, I see what the chaos is. But anyway, when we first met in 2011, we wanted to set up a system where she would be home with the kids. We also wanted a large family. We also wanted to homeschool. So we knew all of those key things before we really got deep into our marriage. And it's worked for us, and I'm really frugal. And I never thought I would meet anybody as frugal as me until I met my wife. And so it can be done. You just have to be strategic. You have to kind of know what you're doing every single month. And we live a debt-free, clean life, so that's definitely helped. I always tell people off camera when I meet them, and they kind of know what I do, and I kind of break it down to them, and they always say, hey man, how are you able to do that? And one of the first things you probably want to do before you jump into the entrepreneur roller coaster is just clean up your personal finance, because trust me, that's going to make your journey so much more seamless and less stressful when you really get rolling, when you just have just the basic necessities to take care of. And that's what I did before I jumped into this in 2016, end of 2016, and I became full-time in 2017. We didn't have any consumer debt, and trust me, on months where things don't go as planned, it just makes it so much easier when you don't have a whole lot of payments coming out. And so that's our story, and we bought this house basically just on one income on eBay. So you just have to, like I said, be strategic, kind of know what you're doing, and it's definitely possible to be able to create the life you want just basically from your online business. But just kind of wanted to share that little bit of tidbit right there, maybe give somebody maybe some insight, maybe some motivation or some inspiration if you are looking to kind of do something similar. But I think this is where I'm gonna cut the video off at. I appreciate you guys for coming along with me. If you got anything out of it, like it, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you guys right back here on the next video.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow. At my own pace. Go the long way. No one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.